Leadership. We hear about it everywhere. Books, podcasts, boardrooms. For a very long time, I believed it meant getting ahead of everything. Having a plan, anticipate the challenge, always being prepared. Until I hit a moment where none of that worked. It was a high-stakes meeting. Everyone looked to me. The strategy was falling apart. The data wasn't ready. Pressure was rising. And all eyes landed on me. I didn't have a plan. I didn't have the next slide. I didn't know the fix. What I did have was the room. I looked at the room and said, I don't have all the answers, but I'm here with you. Let's find the next move together. Soon, what I saw in the room was the tension broke, the energy raised, people leaned in, ideas emerged. We made decisions and we moved forward. That day, I learned something they didn't teach me in leadership books. Presence is more powerful than performance. You see, when the script runs out, your presence begins. When people feel seen, they speak up. When pressure is shared, it shrinks. And when you stop trying to impress others, you finally start to lead. That isn't soft. It's not vague. It's what drives clarity when speed matters. It's what unlocks creativity when systems stall. It's what keeps teams engaged, not just employed. Presence is your power. I'll show you exactly how it works. Stay with me. Let's begin. That day, the day the plan fell apart, I didn't save the meeting by being the smartest person in the room. I saved it by being the most present. I didn't fill the silence with solutions. I held the space for what was real. And that presence gave others permission to breathe and move. Because panic spreads fast, but presence resets the room. And when we lead with presence, something powerful happens. People get clear, noise fades, and decisions move forward. That's where we begin. Presence doesn't just create clarity, it also creates space. And space is where innovation lives. The most creative ideas don't come from the rigid scripts or perfectly timed agendas. They come from the moments where people feel safe enough to speak up and bold enough to say something unpolished. I have seen the smartest of rooms stay silent because the energy was different. The average ideas get applause because they are packaged, not real. But when presence steps in, something unlocks. People stop performing and they start participating. That's when the real collaboration begins. And that's when the creativity shows up. And that's when the breakthroughs happen. Not because of pressure, but because of presence. People often say that employees don't leave companies. They leave managers. But that's only part of the truth. What they really leave is the performance. The meetings where everyone smiles but no one speaks up. The teams that celebrate wins they don't feel part of. And the managers who mean well but they fail to ask right questions. In environments like that, people check out long before they walk out. But when leaders show up with presence, not pressure, people stay connected. They feel seen, heard, valued. Engagement isn't about perks and dashboards. It is about the human connection of being led with presence. And when people feel that, they just don't stay. They step up. It's one thing to understand 4As. It is another to live them, especially when things get messy fast. So how does this actually look like? Awareness is when leader notices energy drop in a meeting and pauses to ask, is there something we are not saying right now? Acceptance is when manager says, This launch has been hard. You are stretched. And I am listening. Alignment sounds like, let's pause. Are we still solving the right problem or just running plan? And action? Action is inviting someone new to lead the next discussion, shifting agenda to make space, or ending the meeting 10 minutes early so people can breathe. These are not big moves. These are human ones. And they create momentum in places where leadership usually stalls. Real choices, real presence, real results. So how do you actually lead with presence? What does it look like when script breaks but moments still matter? This is where the 4-year framework comes in. It is not a model to memorize. It is a practice to return to, especially when things feel uncertain. The first is awareness. The room has a temperature. Good leaders sense it. Great leaders respond to it. The second is acceptance. Instead of avoiding tension, name it. Let the people know it is okay to be not okay, because truth clears the fog. Then comes alignment. This is the heartbeat. Reconnect people to purpose, goals, and values, especially when they are drifting. And finally, action. Not reactive, not rushed. Just one small move in the right direction. So, awareness, acceptance, alignment, action. 4 simple anchors. 4 ways presence becomes your power in real time. You don't need bigger titles to lead with presence. You don't need more control or more answers or more time. You need a moment to pause, a moment to see what's actually happening, a moment to lead not from the plan but from your presence. Because presence doesn't just change the way people hear you, it changes how people trust you. And when people trust you, they move with you. So here is my invitation. Start quietly, lead boldly, and let presence become your power.